Joining me now in the studio is a man who's won the Academy of Magical Arts Magician of the Year in 2015, received 3 BAFTA nominations, won 2 Virgin Media medals, and was the first magician in history to headline world-famous arenas such as the O2 in London, Manchester's AO Arena, and the Rod Laver Arena in Sydney. It's a very good morning to Stephen Frayne, formerly, of course, Stephen known as Dynamo. Morning, mate.
Good morning.
Stephen, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm not sure how this is going to work, magic on the radio, but could be interesting.
Fun. Anything could happen.
Listen, Stephen, I've got you. First question I've got to ask you, mate. How's your health? I hope you're in good form, mate, because you've had 1 or 2 health issues in the past few years, mate.
Yeah, I'm definitely having more good days than bad. Thank you for asking. I'm excited. You know, I'm kind of performing magic again. Getting ready to do a live run, 47 shows in a row in London. So fingers crossed, everything goes smoothly with that. And the NHS has done me amazing, and you know I'm still here fighting for it.
Great, mate.
Why did you decide to drop the name Dynamo, Stephen?
When I got really sick, right? Imagine this: you're lying in a hospital bed. You're known around the world for doing these incredible things, but then you're lying there sick and you can't even get out of bed. Like you're not even strong enough to get out of bed. And it kind of felt like that pressure of trying to live up to the expectations that people have, you know, of Dynamo, was just kind of too much. And I needed to focus on myself and just get help, you know, put my mind on getting myself as Stephen better. And then over time, I decided that, you know what, I think the best version of me is myself, and that's what I need to share with the world.
Yeah,
Stephen, I said to Jeff and a couple of the boys here, I remember, you'll probably remember it, you come in to see us in at Rangers in the dressing room at Ibrox, man.
I've still got the shirt that you gave me.
Brilliant, mate. Well, I'm telling you right now, it was absolutely amazing. Our boys are still talking about it, mate. We're still talking about it years and years on. But I want to ask you, what made you get to magic straight away? Was it your I read somewhere it might have been your grandfather. And what age did you get into it?
So my grandpa used to show me magic when I was like 7, 8 years old, but I never actually got into it myself then. It was when I was at school. I was a really skinny kid. I mean, I'm not much bigger now, but I'd always kind of get picked up, put in the wheelie bins, you know, beaten up. And it wasn't the most fun time. I wasn't exactly built for sport, ironically, on a talkSPORT radio. But after school one day, my grandpa saw what was happening to me, saw me getting beat up by the bullies, and on the way home, he said he's going to show me some techniques to stop it from happening. And in my head, I'm thinking, oh, amazing, this is going to be like Mr. Miyagi teaching me karate or something. But he didn't teach me how to fight, not in the typical way anyway. He showed me magical techniques to try and use on the guys to scare them away. And it worked. So my first foray into magic was actually not to perform for entertainment. It was actually to scare people away. But it got me through school, and ultimately that's kind of led me all the way to where we are right now.
Wow. I mean, you've obviously had this, you know, long, incredibly successful career as well. Have you got, this is a very broad question, have you got a favourite trick, favourite stunt in your time as Dynamo? One thing that you're particularly proud of?
Ooh, I mean, I've been fortunate to have such an illustrious career. There's been so many favourites. I mean, I do think kind of the close-up intimate miracles I do. Like there's a thing I filmed recently back in my hometown, Bradford, at a school with a young man named Travis, where he's like a young hero in the city. He was 9 years old and he had an interaction with a homeless man, and it inspired him to go home, sell all his toys and set up a food bank. And that food bank's still going. It helps like hundreds of people across the year. And I went to his school to surprise him and did some magic where he thought of a superhero, and we revealed it in a spectacular way. You can catch it on Miracles. It's on demand on Sky still. And that, I think, was one of my moments, because it wasn't about the magic I do. It was about the kind of the way he helps the world with his own magic.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Stephen, how do you keep evolving as a magician? I'm thinking, I mean, you get back to, I mean, the brilliant Tommy Cooper, absolutely fantastic. And
amazing.
Amazing, pulling rabbits out of hats and all that stuff, and it was a comedy act. But how do you evolve? I mean, some of the stunts the guys are doing now are just absolutely mind-blowing. So how do you keep yourself on top of your game?
I think it's about always being curious. You know, like we live in such an incredible world, And there's actual magic happening all around us. Even the fact that we're able to have this conversation whilst you're where you are, you're sat over there.
Absolutely.
People listening on the airwaves, like that's magic in itself. And I think as humans, we evolve so fast that it's almost like happening at a rate that we can't keep up with. And I think because we've got so many different ways to communicate now, and there's so much technology in the world, that we've almost lost that element of surprise. And I think that's why I love magic so much, because it's one of those things that still surprises people. It doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, you can all appreciate it.
So you got this 47-show residency coming up, Stephen Frayne Up Close and Magical, the Underbelly Boulevard Soho. I mean, it must be a joy in a lot of respects, Stephen, that you don't have to tour, you know, that it's a residency in one place.
Yeah, I'm excited because it's like, it's going to be my home of magic for the next couple of months. And I would love to obviously take the show on the road in the future. You know, I want to go, there's so many places I want to visit, but I think this is my first time doing a big run of shows since I've really got myself better. So it felt like a wise decision to stay a bit closer to home. I live in London now, so stay close to home, near my wife and my family, and also near my doctors just in case, you know, so they can keep check on me whilst I'm doing all the shows. But, you know, I'm feeling more alive than I've ever felt in years. So to get back on stage, it feels like a dream come true.
Brilliant.
Stephen, what about like what advice would you give like old fuddies like Jeff and I, right? if I want to sit down and educate and have fun with my kids and grandkids, hopefully eventually, where do I start for a couple of tricks? Where do I go?
I mean, definitely bring them down to see my show. That'd be amazing.
Absolutely.
You know, I think it's about inspiring them in the first place, to show them that there's incredible things that are possible in the world. But yeah, you know, like there's a book called The Book of Secrets, which I wrote a few years ago, which is like a great beginner's guide to magic. You can find it on Amazon. It's so I think you can get it pretty cheap now. It's been out a few years, so check that out. And I think there's the Young Magicians Club at the Magic Circle, which is an incredible thing, the way that they nurture the next generation of magicians. My friend Harry kind of runs that, so it's definitely worth checking out if you're young and you want to get into magic. But even if you're older and want to get into magic, you know, there's plenty of options out there. So yeah, you know, you're never too old. You even right now, you could get into it.
Yeah, I love it. I want to say, Jeff, I'm like a wee boy watching it. It's just,
brilliant.
it's terrific. It's terrific.
It never fails to excite you. And when you see magicians close up, it's always, it just takes your breath away that they can be so brilliant. And look, I'm not sure how this is going to work, but of course we are on YouTube and the such like as well. So you're going to show us a trick, I think, Stephen.
Yeah, we can try something.
Let's try something.
Yeah, so I'm hoping you guys can see this. In fact, you know, because they're not in the room with us, what I'll do is you're going to have to be the eyes and ears for them, but obviously they can see on the screens.
Yeah.
I've got a pack of cards here inside the box, and I'm going to get Ali to name any card out loud.
8 of clubs.
8 of clubs. Now, you can see these cards, right? You can see everything. You can see the screen, right? So I'm going to take these out really slowly, right? Let's do this. I'll do it really slowly. So you go, oh, let me move it out of the way. There we go. If I hold it up here, right?
Got it.
And
Gotcha.
If I spread through, you can see all the cards, right, as I go through.
Yep.
And you notice that I had one card turned over just in case. The 8 of clubs.
It's just inexplicable. You know?
Oh, man alive.
Yeah, brilliant. The wonders of magic. Fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. Stephen, look, thank you so much for coming in this morning. Stephen Frayne, Up Close and Magical, the 28th of March onwards at the Underbelly Boulevard, Soho. Where can people get tickets from, do you know?
You can, all the information's on my new Instagram, Dynamo is Dead. So if you want to check that out, follow me and see more magic and come see me live.
Yeah. Dynamo is dead, but Stephen is very much alive and kicking, he's going to be appearing for 47 shows, 28th of March through the 11th of May at the Underbelly Boulevard, Soho. Go along and join him if you can, because that did a little card trick. Absolutely amazing. Brilliant. Thank you so much, Stephen. We didn't even get a chance to mention Bradford City, who's at second.
I know. They're going well, aren't they?
We're on a winning streak.
Yeah, they're doing brilliantly.
Just got to beat Cheltenham tomorrow.
Yeah, they're doing fantastically at the moment.
Late winner at the weekend.
Yeah. Graham Alexander, like him a lot, done brilliantly, not just with Bradford, but clubs before that as well.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.